imagination, you can travel there with me. We'll see a land of mighty giants and people tall as your thumb. Use your imagination, it's the place where dreams come from. People may think it's silly, it's really okay. They've never seen the places I've been, so how could they ever say? A magic island shines across a lagoon as bright as the sun. In our imagination, there's a world for everyone. A dream is nothing till you dream it, and wishing is only a sigh. But when imagination is your inspiration, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly. And at the famous wall of China, we'll see a dragon or two. With your imagination, with your imagination, with your imagination, all your wishes can come true.
What's wrong, boy? Why aren't you joining in?
They're going climbing trees, sir, and I'm a little too little for that.
Oh, piffles, what I say.
Oh, but it's true, sir. For a boy of my height, I'm really quite short.
Height is not entirely perpendicular. If you think you're small, you should have seen the Lilliputians.
Good Lord, sir, what amazing magic.
It's not magic, boy. It's real. See, it's all here in my journal. A great adventure that was. It began on the first day of April in the year of 1726. On a most grievously stormy evening. They say 24 ships were lost to that vile storm, and 143 lives written. My own was nearly among that number.
You're right, men! Everybody to the deck!
He was a bit of a brute who'd taken an instant dislike to me.
Your employer will hear of this. Do you not know who I am? I am Gulliver, Lemuel Gulliver, and I have degrees from the finest universities. I have...
The sea has no use for such distinctions. And as I was to learn, a man's true worth is only what he makes himself worth.
Is it you?
Is that you? It's me if it's you.
I didn't think you'd make it.
It wasn't the storm. It was avoiding the royal guards.
Oh!
Oh, Marinara!
What was that?
We'd better get back. All right, who is it? Who's there? In the name of my father the king, I command you, make yourself known. Come on out. You don't scare me. A giant on our shore. I have to warn somebody now. Everybody! Father! Father!
843. 845.
Giant, big guy, he's tall. To make a long story short, he's long. I'm talking tall. Tall.
Giant?
Giant? Giant?
What's that? Who's that? Where's that?
Folding Fluff, the king's clothes.
Now, what is the meaning of... No, the big's wrong. My eyes aren't in the back of my head. Now, just why am I awake at this hour of the ball?
The royal robe.
Now then, as to what precisely?
The royal crown.
Yes, oh, well and good, but...
The royal cummerbund. No, I think the red is more appropriate for viewing a giant.
Now, just what is the... Giant? The giant? There's a giant! Oh, why didn't someone say something earlier? It's astounding, that's what it is. Remarkable, too. Possibly quite sensational, but amazing. I'm certain of that. What do you make of it, Skyrish?
I recommend doing away with him immediately.
Oh, yes, of course, if not sooner, but by all means. Okay, who wants to kill the giant?
Father, we don't know he's a spy. He might be harmless. Perhaps he could even be of help to us.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, of course. Oh, excellent. Tactical weapon should hostilities develop.
The fool is an idiot, as buffoons go.
Louis, Larry, lift the left log a little lower. Situate some side slats, Sam. They'll knock 9 nails non-stop, Neville. Fence some fasteners. Fix that framework, Freddy. Faster, faster. Richard, readjust the rheostat. Refit the rivets and rake the regulator right away. Right away. Position that patch, Call. Peter, paste the paper permit, please. Pronto, pronto. When I say when, Wilson, is when we wheel the wheels. When? If we sidestep the sewer and start steering south, then we work our way westward. Or, if it's easier, exit easterly.
The issue has arisen. Now that we have him here, what do we do with him?
Pardon, sire. Lint, sire.
My lord, I most heartily feel that this giant poses an imminent and serious threat to your kingdom. He should be exterminated immediately. That is why I want to welcome our distinguished guest to Lilliput. Thank you for coming and enjoy the rest of your stay. See you around.
Are you all right?
I think so. I can't move.
Because you're tied down with ropes.
But I can't get up.
That is the general idea, of course.
Why are you so far away? Can't you come any closer?
If we came any closer, you might inhale us.
Why, you're small, aren't you? You're very, very small.
And you, sir, have a very bad haircut. But we don't ridicule it, do we?
I'm sorry. I meant no offense, but can you tell me where I am?
In Lilliput, sir. I am Pesto.
And this is King Basil.
Quite. And you, sir, are...
My name is Gulliver, sire. Lemuel Gulliver, sire.
Oh, Gulliver, sire, Lemuel Gulliver, sire. A long person needs a long name.
You can call me Gulliver.
One might more accurately call him Spy.
Yes, quite so. Tell me, Mr. Gulliver, are you a spy?
Not at all.
Begging your pardon, Highness, but what sort of spy would say yes?
Aha! Oh, so you're a spy after all.
A spy for whom?
Perhaps for your Highness' arch-rival and sworn enemy, King Rigatoni of LaFuscoe. Majesty, the gentleman cannot confess to being a spy. A spy who admits he's a spy is no spy at all. Therefore, when he denies being a spy, he is lying. And since he is a liar, he must be a spy. Otherwise, he'd tell the truth.
After due consideration, I have determined that the giant is a spy!
Father, if King Rigatoni sent a spy, would he send one so noticeable? A spy must be inconspicuous, able to blend in anywhere. This fellow would blend in nowhere.
Skyfresh, you stand corrected. The giant is not a spy.
Thank you, sir. And now might you let me up? I'm really most uncomfortable.
Quite so, Mr. Gulliver. However, certain issues must first be addressed. Namely, how are we to know you won't step on us?
Oh, I would make every effort not to.
Come along and let me show you Lilliput and do watch your step, won't you? Now, down there, you'll notice my royal stable. As you can see, I have 37 royal carriages, which I, 36 carriages. Do try to be more careful, Mr. Gulliver.
Perhaps, sir, you'd like to see more of our country.
Oh, I'd like to see all your country, and even what lies beyond it.
Oh, I think not. Oh, not the land of LaFuscoe. Oh, it's an awful, awful place.
Really, Father, it's not as bad as all that.
Oh, but it is, my boy. Oh, it is. Why, they cut their pasta over there.
Beg pardon?
Oh, yes. Oh, you heard right. They slice their spaghetti with knives. Oh, now you know why we're ever prepared for war with them. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
It's impossible to believe.
Oh, yes, boggles the mind, doesn't it? It's King Rigatoni. He encourages the cutting of noodles into all sorts of different shapes and sizes. The king's very daughter is one of the worst offenders. She persuaded her father to hire him, Antonio Tony Macaroni, the official, get this, pasta-shaped designer.
It is fresh capellini and torchiatelli, fusilli and big mozzarella and radiatoli, rotelli, tubetti, lasagna and green ravioli. We have oodles and noodles and plenty of penny. How many I couldn't conjecture. Suffice it to say that to learn in a day all the names would require a lecture. And as far as Italian confetti, farfalle, linguini in various sizes. Of course, the spaghetti, how could I forget it? There's plenty of pasta surprises. When you fix fettuccine or cook bucatini, you have to make ready your cheeser.
You carefully toast with appropriate sauces and meal that's fit for a season.
In pasta and society, variety's the game.
Imagine how appalling if the noodles were all the same. With everything
variety's the game.
If everything was similar and everyone alike.
You'd probably go pazzo, and you certainly go on strike. The difference is everything, it makes the world nice. So in pasta and society, variety's the spice. Cavatelli, manicoti, cappelletti, mezzaluni, petalini.
Cannelloni, porchetti, rigatoni, tortelloni, tagliarini.
Pecorino, gorgonzola, parmesan, reggiano, pecorino, gorgonzola, mozzarella, tu. Pecorino, gorgonzola, parmesan, reggiano, pecorino, gorgonzola, mozzarella, tu. Pasta, 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 pasta. We love pasta. Pasta, pasta. Pasta, 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 pasta.
It's delicious, it's nutritious.
Even plain with olive oil, just a squirty. Oh, there is nothing quite as yummy.
It's the greatest food unless you count the sturdy.
In pasta and society, variety's the game. Imagine how appalling if the world were all the same. With everything identical, or would it be a shame? 'Cause in pasta and society, variety's the game.
Oh, it's enough to make one blanch! We, on the other hand, my chef, al dente, what are you serving for lunch?
Noodles, sire.
Uncut, you'll notice.
Uncut, unsalted, unskinned, generally un, sire.
And the sauce?
Basil, sire.
Heaven, and the ingredients?
And that would be basil, sire, mixed with a little more basil.
A genius, is he not? And what do you have planned for dinner?
And that would be, sire, noodles with basil sauce.
Breakfast?
A noodle, sire, with a nice basil sauce.
Lunch?
Basil sauce, sire, with noodles.
Oh, ahead of his time, yes. As you'll see, the Lilliputians are far more civilized than LaFuscans. You'll get along just fine here.
I certainly hope so, Your Highness.
We harvested 3/4 of our fields to find enough hay. I regret, sir, that the accommodations are a bit, primitive.
It's quite nice, thank you.
Here's a sheet and pillow for you.
You can use this.
If there's anything else you need, just call out. We'll hear you. Good night, then.
And good night to you, sire.
Oh, yes, I could station him on the eastern front and move those forces to the west. Or I could...
Father, could I speak to you for a moment?
Oh, of course, my boy. Always time for family. Come in. Now, I could send my land forces over to the...
You see, there's, someone who...
Who? The giant? Oh, I never did thank you for finding him. Oh, thank you. You'll make a wonderful weapon for us. Why, by my calculations, this one fellow can do as much as 3 whole regiments. Ooh, I'm refiguring my military strategy around him.
That's very nice, but...
Rigatoni and his LaFuscans won't stand a chance against us now.
On that subject, Father, I mean, they're only across the bay from us, so...
You're right, boy. If the giant can swim, I won't need a navy. Remind me to ask him in the morning. If he can't, I suppose we could teach him. Simple enough, really.
I guess this isn't a good time.
All right, then. Come on. Okay, throw it on up here. his toe. Hurry it up. The king wants us to make a uniform for this fellow by morning. 63 feet. 64. 65. Whoa. Awful drafty in here. Gonna need 300 square yards just for the cuff and another... Boy, is it windy tonight. And at least 50 spools of thread for the hem and... Unless that wind's not a wind, but... Whoa. Whoa! Hey, let me go, will you? Hey, let me out of here! How do you do? Name's Hiram Foldenfluff, keeper of the king's wardrobe. So you should not eat me or anything.
I won't. What were you doing?
Well, King Basil thought you'd like a nice uniform, in case you joined his army.
Oh, I see. Well, I've never been much of a fighter. Not quite big enough, you know.
Surely you jest. You're bigger than the king himself, even with those high heels of his.
Why does he wear those high heels?
Because he is a high heeler.
But only the king wears them.
Precisely. Hold this.
Forgive me, I don't understand.
King Basil is a member of the high heeler party. In fact, he's the only member. As a consequence, put your finger there. Only King Basil is allowed to wear the shoes. The rest of us, of course, are low heelers. Release. To become king, one must be a member of the high heeler party. And since there is only one member, King Basil, he is necessarily the king. 48.5 feet. Well, I don't see what's so hard to understand about this. Up, please.
I suppose I don't have much of a mind for politics.
I won't argue with you there.
But how is it decided who will be the next king?
It's whoever can fill the shoes.
Not the king's own son?
Between you and me, the kid's got very wide feet. Shh, there he is. Poor Prince Pesto. I don't know what's going to become of him.
Why do you say that?
He carries a terrible secret. Pesto is in love.
Nothing terrible about that.
Oh, but there is, sir. This is a love which cannot be. He loves Marinara, daughter of King Rigatoni, lifelong enemy of our own King Basil, father of Pesto.
Ah, I see.
As situations go, this one is bleak.
Marinara.
Pesto.
Marinara,
Father?
come along.
But I was only...
No buts. Have you forgotten? It's a National Pasta Day.
Actually, Father,
What do you have us miss the parade?
Father, I need to speak to you about...
Not now, child. Wave, my girl, wave.
I'm sorry, but this can't wait another...
People of LaFuscoe, it gives me big pleasure to announce that on this day, our very own Antonio, Tony Macaroni, introduces his most daring society. Ladies and gentlemen, behold the world's first herbal clam, fish, vegetable, chicken, tomato, zucchini, radicchio, escargot with a mustard sauce.
Perhaps some other time, Father.
My army, Mr. Gulliver, is the finest of the fine. Wouldn't you agree, Pesto?
Sure, Father. And now, if I might be allowed to lead...
Oh, nonsense, boy. The drills are about to begin. My soldiers are admired throughout the whole country. It's the sort of army which any strapping young man would be proud to join. free to share any suggestions of a military or tactical nature, Mr. Gulliver.
I'm afraid, Your Highness, I'm not much inclined towards such things.
Oh, I understand. You want to see more before you offer suggestions. I like the way you think. I believe you'll enjoy seeing something especially special. Our newest, most technologically advanced weapon, the XJ-997. Perhaps you'd care for a demonstration of its awesome power. Fire the XJ-997!
Ready! Aim! Fire!
Magnificent!
Company, retreat!
The XJ-997, a beautiful catapult, kaput.
I'm not much good at these things, sire, but perhaps if you tried...
Magnificent! Oh, you exhibit quite an aptitude with weaponry, sir. You're a natural, I'd say. Perhaps we could discuss a tour of duty. Oh, obviously, but someone such as yourself would join the army at the level of officer.
I'll never make it in time now.
Oh, given your standing in the community, which is quite high, if I may be so bold as to say.
Perhaps I can speed your journey, Prince.
Thank you, sir.
If Your Highness wouldn't mind, I'd like to take a walk in the countryside.
All my careful planning for naught. I had the two nations on the very edge of the verge of a war. Then along comes the giant to make a giant mess of things. Why did this happen, Drunlow? Why?
I'm Draplo. He's Drunlow.
It was a flawless plan, Draplo.
I'm Drunlow. He's Draplo.
War would break out, the idiot Basil would fail miserably, I would take over the armies and defeat the LaFuscoes. And what's this? What are those two up to? Draplo, come here. Follow the giant, see what he's doing, and write it down so you don't forget.
This is fine. We've lost him.
Now where would you be if you were a giant? Never mind. We'll just have to find one and ask him. Oh, there's one now. Come on. We'll ask him.
Well, this one's gotten away from us, too.
He hasn't made it. He won't make it. Something's happened.
Marinara?
Pesto!
It's all right. This is my friend, Gulliver.
How do you do?
There's the prince. Ooh, and that pasta girl.
Spinning, whirling like a pair of strands of pasta curling in a huddle. Noodle girl has so much joy that she can only see her noodle boy, and all they ever do is huddle, 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 huddle. Every little creature knows a thing they're certain of. There is nothing better than a little bit of love. They're so very lovey-dovey, and they noodle love each other more than all the fishes in the ocean or a tunnel. Tweet, tweet, tweet! Like a daffy doodle bun, they want a noodle kiss and noodle hug, and all they ever do is snuggle, huggle, wuddle, cuddle, wuddle. They're so in love, this is for real. All of the world can see how they feel. 'Cause all you can do is snuggle, huggle, wuggle, cuddle, waddle.
I made this for you, Marinara.
Why, Pesto,
It's pasta. How romantic.
You're sure of this? This should be more than enough to get the war going. Of course, the giant could cause me trouble. I'll need to get him out of the way first. Odd how the giant was seen loitering about just before the fire began. And only you two innocent citizens as witnesses.
Oh, fire! Oh my, yes, it's a fire! A fire in my palace!
Quickly, get buckets, water! Hurry, please! Hurry! Mr. Gulliver!
Oh, did you see that, Skyrush? He put out the fire. A hero, I tell you, a true hero. Oh, did you see?
Yes, Majesty. I most certainly did see the giant spit on a royal property.
Well, he did it at that, didn't he?
Did I do something wrong?
Constitutional law strictly prohibits this vulgar act.
I was only trying to help.
Well, but perhaps we might let it slide just this once.
Sire, you know what you must do.
Yes, yes, but still, let's discuss this further in my chambers. Well, he's a stranger. He didn't know the law.
Sire, one cannot forgive crimes. Think what it would do to the legal profession.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, that's right, yes.
The law is clear. The giant must die by sunup tomorrow.
Mr. Gulliver! Mr. Gulliver!
What is it, Pesto?
Come along, sir, quickly! Now! You must flee, sir, you must! You're going to be executed, sir, in the morning! It's the doing of Skyrush Bolgollum, sir. He has an evil, evil soul, sir. You see, he's a lawyer, sir.
Ah. Well, unfortunately, Pesto, I have nowhere to go.
But you do, sir. LaFuscoe. Marinara will see that you're welcome there.
Oh, I can hardly believe it.
It was only a matter of time, sire, before the villain showed himself for the spy he was.
Perhaps he went, sir, to avoid execution.
Poor naive child. The giant's presence in LaFuscoe can mean only one thing. They are preparing an invasion.
You must be joking.
I assume the armies will be mobilized immediately.
War! It's war!
Did he say war? Who said war?
War? What war?
I conscientiously object.
Our very own giant's attacking us.
46 towns already destroyed.
I hear there's fighting at the city gates right now!
War? What war?
It's war! War, I tell ya! Batten the hatches, secure the mizzenmast, head for the hills! Women and children first! Lafayette, we're here! Lock your doors and hide the pigs! Tippy Canoe and Tyler, too! Loose lips sink ships! Out, out, darn spot! Every man for himself! Reduce heat and simmer, 'cause it's war! War, I tell ya! It's war!
The declaration of war, the declaration dispatching troops, the declaration to use the XJ-997.
Father!
Not now, son. I've a war to declare.
Father, you must stop this from happening.
Entirely out of the question, I'm afraid.
Oh, yes, boy, he's right, sad to say. Once a war's been started, they're very difficult to stop. Why, just imagine the paperwork involved.
This is a no good. You design a Memorial War noodle. It has to be better than this. I wanted to see pasta that's truly special. Now get it to work. The war's gonna start any second.
Father, you must stop this war before it begins.
I'm afraid it's too late for that. It's already begun.
Oh, my. Oh, yes, it's a war. Oh, it most certainly is a war.
I can't stand here like this, doing nothing.
But there's nothing you can do.
I can make sure that Marinara is safe.
Prince Pesto, it's too dangerous.
Mr. Gulliver! Mr. Gulliver! Sir, is there anything you can do to help us?
I'm afraid such confrontations are not my specialty. Besides, hasn't my interfering created enough problems for you all?
I don't see any hope but yourself, sir. It seems our own small-mindedness has brought us to this miserable state, and only your great size can restore the proper order.
I'll do what I can, Princess.
Now, if only I knew Pesto were safe.
Pass the bucket!
Pass the bucket!
Pass the bucket.
Pass the bucket.
Pass the bucket.
Pass the bucket.
Pass the bucket!
Pass the bucket. Pass the bucket. Pass the bucket.
That's enough now. I mean it. I really do. I am not joking. Oh, they're closing in. They're closing in. They're closing in! They're closing in!
Getting closer, getting closer. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing?
Is that who I think it is? Pesto, my son!
Marinara, my daughter!
My boy!
Marinara, my daughter!
Pesto!
Marinara!
Oh, Pesto! Pesto! Marinara! Marinara! Do you see anything, Rigatoni?
Oh, nothing here. Pesto! Marinara! Pesto! Marinara!
I see something. There. There.
There! Over the starboard bow! No, your other starboard!
Lower. Lower. I still can't reach her. I need some rope.
Oh, some rope. Rope! Rope! No, no. Oh, it's a ship. You think there'd be rope? There's nothing there. Surely there's rope somewhere. Oh, my shoelaces, of course.
Are you all right, my boy? Can I get you something? Water, blanket, maybe a little lasagna.
Hold on, princess.
Marinara.
Pesto.
Oh, a very nice job you did there, Rigatoni.
You too, King Basil.
Oh, I say, were you shaking my hand?
I think you shook my hand first.
Well, but at any rate, we were shaking hands, weren't we? Which means the war's over, doesn't it?
I don't know, Basil. I'm thinking there's gonna be a lot of paperwork to fill out.
Yes, I suppose we really should check with the lawyers.
Hey, I got an idea. What say you and me, we agree not to ask the lawyers?
What are they doing? It looks like they're... No, they couldn't be. They can't be. I must be seeing wrong. No, it's impossible. Draplo, are they shaking hands?
And it seems that everyone should have the freedom to eat whatever sort of pasta they want, from the most exotic...
That's right, all right?
...to the simplest and plainest.
Oh, indeed.
And no one should pass judgment on anyone for their eating habits.
Certainly.
Definitely.
And King Basil, about the high-heel, low-heel business, shouldn't everyone be on an equal footing?
Oh, yes. Absurd tradition, wouldn't you say? You have to wonder how it got started. Those shoes, I tell you, they're murderously uncomfortable. Now, I believe we have a wedding to plan, don't we?
This wouldn't be happening if it weren't for you, Mr. Gulliver.
I rather doubt that.
There must be something we can do for you in return.
We'll talk after the ceremony, sire.
There's too much pepper in this sauce. And that the spaghetti's too long by half. You cut my spaghetti.
This is all you want?
This and a little help building a raft. May I kiss the beautiful bride?
If you're careful about it.
I wish you every happiness.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, a beautiful sentiment. It's just lovely.
And I wish both of you the very best as well.
Oh, I don't know how we could ever thank you, sir.
You've done so much for us.
No, I'm the one to be grateful. You've made me see that a person's true stature is measured by his actions. And for that, I thank you. And goodbye. Goodbye to you all.
Goodbye, and good sailing.
Farewell, and thank you.
If you're in the neighborhood, look us up. Look down or you won't see us.
So long, you've had a big impact on all of our lives, and I do mean a big.
And so I left my new friends, Prince Pesto, Princess Marinera, and all the rest. But I took with me a great gift. The knowledge that one can be no bigger than a whisper and have a heart as large as a mountain. Such a person can never be small.
I suppose, sir. But are you sure this story has been true?
Well, of course, boy. But if my tale of Lilliput has been a lie, well, it's only been a small one.
At any rate, I thank you for it, sir.
I have the distinct impression he did not believe me. What do you think, Draplo?
I'm Drumlow, he's Draplo.
Quite so.
It is first Capellini and Perchiatelli, Fusilli and Big Mostaccioli, and Radiatori Rotelli, Tubetti, lasagna and green ravioli. We have oodles of noodles and plenty of penny. How many I couldn't conjecture. Suffice it to say that to learn in a day all the names would require a lecture. And as far as Italico, confetti, farfalle, linguini in various sizes. Of course there's spaghetti, how could I forget it? There's plenty of pasta surprises. When you fix fettuccine or cook bucatini, you have to make ready your Caesar.
You can't really taste with appropriate sense. It's a meal that's fit for a season.
In pasta and society, variety's the game.
Imagine how a holiday if the noodles were all the same. With everything identical, or wouldn't it be a shame?
'Cause in pasta and society, variety's the game.
If everything was similar, then
so, and you certainly